Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about an accessory instrument that everybody loves, and that's the tambourine. This is super important for anybody that wants to be a great percussionist one day. Even if you're a beginner or you're advanced, this video can be helpful to you. So first, I want to talk about tambourines themselves, what kind you should look for, all that sort of stuff. So first, we want to see for our normal band or orchestral playing, we want a tambourine that has a head on it. The ones that don't have a head are great for your jam sessions, for church, for your rock bands, all of that stuff. But for orchestral and band playing, we want one that has a head on it. Now, also, something that I think is super important is to have 2 rows of jingles. It gives you a fuller sound versus just 1 row of jingles, because you can find tambourines that just have 1 row, but I think it's important to get one with 2 rows. They come in different styles of heads. They have synthetic heads that are like your normal, what you think of as your concert snare drum heads. But then they also have calfskin heads. Those tend to be a little more expensive, and those take a little more upkeep. So I am showing you one today that has a synthetic head. The next thing I want to talk about is how to grab your tambourine if you're going to be playing it. I talk about approaching the tambourine with a playing hand and a holding hand. I'm right-handed, so I want to use my right hand to be the one that's striking the tambourine and my left hand to be the one that's holding the tambourine. So on your tambourine, you'll see all your jingles, and then there'll be a hole here where there's no jingles, and most of them have actually a small hole here, and this is just for mounting. You don't want to stick any of your fingers in there because they could get stuck and that would hurt. So where this space is, where there's no jingles, that's where we're going to grab the tambourine. You want to make a C with your hand, your non-dominant hand preferably. Grasp around the tambourine like this. I'll show you at a different angle. Our thumb is on top. Our other fingers, the rest of our hand is on the other side. Now, something that I think creates a lot of stability is sticking these fingers as far as you can up until you touch the tambourine head on the underside. Just to give everybody one more look here. Now, it might feel awkward at first for you to try to get this grasp going on, but it takes a little bit of time. It is a strange motion to put your hand in to get your fingers all the way up onto the other head. The next thing I want to talk about is striking the tambourine. When we hold our tambourine, we want to hold it at a 45-degree angle to the ground, slightly angled like this. And we want to take our fingers and we're going to go directly across from where our hand is holding the tambourine out to the edge where the jingles are, and that's where we're going to strike. Now, one basic technique that we can talk about is utilizing our finger pads. That's what we're really wanting to use on the tambourine. We don't want to use fingernails. We don't want to use this part of our finger. We really want this top pad, the soft part. Just generally thinking, close all your fingers together kind of like a crab claw. And we're going to come out here to the edge directly across from where we're holding it, and we're just going to strike the tambourine. Now, you see that I did our normal piston stroke. I came back up off the tambourine. That's just your full open sound. Now, that's pretty loud. So what can we do to make it softer? Well, if we're using all of our fingers to make that louder sound, just take some fingers away. So then we can do 2 fingers. I like to do these middle 2 fingers. Not as loud. And if we want to get even softer, we can just use 1 finger. All these things make a difference in dynamics. Now, if we want to be really, really loud with our tambourine playing, there's 2 different things we can use. We can use a full fist, or we can use our full hand. Full fist, we want to think about using this part of our finger right here. No knuckles. This part in between our 2 knuckles. This is going to be softer, like when we were talking about our finger pads. So we can take that, make a really loud, impactful sound. I'm going to strike the middle of the tambourine and leave it on there. I want you to hear this sort of popping, loud, really centered sound. We hear how that's super impactful. To me, that's a great example if you have an accented passage, you have one really loud note to end a phrase, to end a piece. That's a great example for that. We can also use our whole entire hand. It's going to get a very similar sound to that. It's honestly a preference, but I just want you to hear the difference. There's a couple of little steps for you to start to learn how to play the tambourine. Thanks, you guys. See you next time.